Good morning everybody, it is Monday the 21st of November and the engines are running and we're about to go. I've changed the chip to the Caribbean because it's quite tricky to change it. It's in behind here and you have to get it into a cupboard, and if you drop it, it disappears forever. So I prefer to try and change it when we're reasonably stationary. So I've changed the chip and the navigation system says we're on the land, but clearly we're not. But it's time to go, and it's time to get up the anchors up, and we're going to go to Puerto Rico to fill up the fuel. Left Puerto Rico where we refueled, and we're still motoring, trying to find some wind. The wind is on the nose just now, which is not supposed to be, but we're in the shadow of the island, which is probably what's causing it. And Chandra and I have just spent about an hour, a little bit of a struggle replacing our two main sheets. The two main sheets were blue, and I didn't like that at all because it's quite confusing. So before we left Arrecife, we bought two new main sheets. It's meant to be a green and a blue, but admittedly this is a bit more yellow than green and a red. This is a bit more yellow than green, but nonetheless it's quite clear which is which, and Sandra and I have got them rigged, which is well, we spent most of the day either motoring or motor sailing into wind. And then suddenly, around between 4 and 4:30, the wind started to move around, and now we're roaring along. 3 reefs, 2 in the main, 1 or 1.5 in the Genoa, and we're flying 8 knots. We've got 14 knots of wind just now. It's been up around the 20 mark, which has prompted me to put in extra reefs. If it stayed at 14 I might not have bothered, but we've had 23, 24 knots already and we've done 10.9, so I figured that perhaps, bearing in mind that we're supposed to be more gentle on the yacht, to keep the reefs in and sail along nicely at 6-7 knots, which is nice and comfortable. Everybody, it's Tuesday, 22nd of November, and we've had a really great day sailing. It started off pretty rough, some cross seas, which goes about sideways quite a lot, but we were on by early morning, 10 o'clock or so, mid-morning. The weather had the wind had settled down and the waves became more started, as you see now. And we've been roaring along. I shook out a reef in the mainsail and a reef in the Genoa around about 10 this morning. We've been sailing like that ever since. In about 15 knots of wind. We've done 114 miles now. Oh, you can't see that. Here we go. Done 114 miles now. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of AIS contacts. The smallest circle there is 50 miles. So they're quite a long way away from us. In terms of maximums, so far we've had 25 knots and we've done 13.5 knots, and that's not too bad really, but we're sitting around 14 knots, 15 knots all the time now, which is a very comfortable wind speed for us. The waves do make us broach a little bit, which is a nuisance, and as I said earlier, the direction does change quite a bit. Interestingly, this purple line here is our track into Gran Canaria, or into the Canaries, when we came up back in June. So, it's a nice day on the ocean. Good afternoon, everybody. It's just gone 12 o'clock. We've just done the 12 o'clock report on today, Wednesday,
It's at the 23rd of November. Please forgive us if we get the dates wrong because we ain't got a clue.
Yeah, so we've settled into this weather where it seems to be. This morning it's really settled down and I've slowly shaken out all the reefs and we've now got everything up in about 10 knots of wind, which is fine. Even better, the seas have largely calmed down. It's quite pleasant to sail in.
Sea is behaving today, very, very calm. It stays like this upward sail for a long, long time. It's not too bad.
As for where we're going, it's difficult to say. We're looking again at going to the Cape Verde Islands. We had sort of written it off, but we're looking again at doing that, and we may well do it.
Yes, we shall see. That's the nice thing of sailing, being relaxed, independent, and we make the changes when we feel. So no time constraints, which adds to our possibility to chop and change. So.
Good morning, everybody. This is your captain speaking. It's Thursday, the 24th of November. Sun is just starting to rise. We're passing by a tanker which you might be able to see away over there. He's over 2 miles away, which is fine. We're running with the Genoa Goosewinged out on one side and the main out on the other side. Got about 8 to 10 knots of wind and we're doing about 6.5, 7 knots. Very comfortable, very nice. I shook out the reefs we had in the main around about 5 o'clock this morning, 5:30. When it became apparent that the wind was going to stay around 10 knots as it had been for most of the night. This is the tanker we're passing. Looks awfully close, but closest point of approach it says is 2.15 miles, which is fine in 6 minutes, 7 minutes just about. Currently we're doing about 6 knots or so out of 6 or 7 knots. The wind is a little bit up and down. Generally it's been 8 to 10 knots and we've been doing, since I shook out the reef, we've been doing about closer to 7 most of the time, but overnight we average 6 knots. This funny purple line here, let me just get rid of this info box for you. This funny purple line here is actually our route from Ascension to El Hierro in the Canary Isles. This bit here, this bit of the purple bit, is our current track. This is the route up past Dakar, out here to El Hierro, which is here. Seems a long time ago now, and this is a lot more comfortable than it was going the other way, I can tell you. Guys, we've got some company. It's a real racing machine. CAIS doesn't say much about it. It doesn't give us length or anything like that. It says it's a sailing vessel, but you can see the sails. But he's absolutely fine. He's doing between 10 and 11 knots, which, bearing in mind that we've got 7.4 knots of wind here, we're doing about 5 out of that, which is reasonable, and he's doing Well, he's doing 8.8 now, but he was doing between 10 and 11 when I was looking at the AIS earlier, which is pretty remarkable. Here we are, guys. It's Thursday afternoon. It's just coming up to 3:30. I've just got up after a nice long rest. It's been a very peaceful afternoon, and this is amazing, really. Here's the wind speed down here, 7.4 knots. Here's our speed up here, 6.4 knots. This is the way it should be. 9 knots. We're going so close to the wind speed, it's amazing. We're doing 7 knots there and 7.7 knot wind speed here. Most of that was helped a little bit by surfing, but nonetheless, we're whizzing along at a speed very comparable to the wind, and that makes all the difference, not smashing into waves and not broaching either. And here we are, the view out the back. The waves are coming, but they're not big. Every now and again you get a bigger one, but generally speaking they're just what that is, a metre back. And as a result, there's essentially no broaching. We've been running goose wing since lunchtime to allow us to track to our destination or our waypoint. Good evening, guys. Sun's going down in 1 second, but it's going down. On Thursday the 24th of November. I was just thinking it's hard to convey how this feels. Here we are, out in the middle of the ocean. Essentially got it to ourselves. We do see the odd bit of passing traffic on the AIS, but generally speaking we don't see much at all. We did see a yacht passed about 4 miles in front of us doing 11 knots called Tribe this morning, but it's hard to describe how this is. I watched the sun come up this morning. It wasn't so different from this actually. It looked pretty damn good. It was pretty damn good. I think it was damn. I often mention how empty the ocean is, and how much time we go without ever seeing anyone. And here we are in the middle of the night. It's 5:30 and we're hauling down 2 yachts, the Chercheur here and Grateful here. Morning, Commodore, what's happening?
Good morning. Today is Friday,
Yep.
the 25th of November, and it's a beautiful day today, and we were surprised by some fresh breakfast. So Chef John has been busy.
Bit of roadkill. Just as before, we've sauteed the flying fish in a little bit of garlic. We've added some onions this time, and we've got some garnish and toast to go with it. So, here we go.
Fresh breakfast off the ocean.
Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day has dawned on the good ship, not so bad. We've got loads of company. There's 5 of us basically in line abreast. There's one over here. This one is, no, Artemis is there. It might be Artemis. Anyway, Artemis is over there, and I can't remember the second one over there. And there's 2 on the other side with us in the middle. It was an interesting night. Before I went to bed, I happened to look around the deck, and I happened to notice that there was quite a lot of flying fish. So I went and picked them up, and this is our catch from last night. When I got up in the night, I had another look around, and this is our catch from early this morning. There were 2 that were still alive, which I put back in the water because we've got more than enough, and 2 which I could considering the bounty that we have, were far too small to think of eating. We're just rolling along gently as we have been all day because of the arrival time in the Cape Verde Islands, and other people have got the same idea. This is dark and stormy. They did a couple of dog legs and already watched them, but now they're more or less matching our speed.
Cape Verde, here we come.
Guys, it's now 10:15 and we are now parked in Velo, which is a lovely, having a lovely day. We had a bit of a stressful time. The place he wanted us to park initially, we had to reverse over some buoys. There was a whole row of these red buoys here, not just one, there's a whole row of them, and we had to reverse over them. I was not happy about that. And I said no, so he put us on the field dock over there for 15-20 minutes while another yacht came in moving too, and they did it. And they were pretty stressed about it as well. There was a lot of effing and blinding in Norwegian or something. Somebody came out of here and he said, no, let's just go over here. And they've got lazy lines here, so we've got lazy lines attached at the front on both sides, and we're attached at the rear. So a little bit stressful, but there we go, we're here and all is well. I think it's time for our refreshment. The trip today, we did 40 miles, 39.97, and done 1060 for the month. Here we are at the beach. We've just been to immigration, checked in. It was a bit tedious, but not painful really. Also looks beautiful. We'll have to get in it. What do you think, Commodore?
Yes, but not now.
Good evening, Commodore. What's occurring?
Oh, we had a great day today, and now we're rounding it up with a beautiful dinner at Nautilus restaurant, which is quite famous, just across the road from the arena. Another tourist trap, I would imagine. But anyway, the heck, life is short, we go for it.
Absolutely. And all the yachties are here. And we have live music. Musica. Rather hidden behind the pillar there, but good morning, Commodore. What's occurring?
Oh, well, today's Thursday, the 1st of December. Happy December to everybody. But the 2nd of December, which is tomorrow, we set off. So this morning we went to immigration, passport stamp from Cape Verde, our ready to roll, and fresh produce for our next 21
Journey.
days. Got
Yeah.
some nice fresh. This is different. We don't know it, but we're trying it. Or local pumpkin. I've got some
Beetroot.
beetroot. We're going to make some nice
Eggs,
veggies.
peppers.
Fresh eggs, peppers,
Cabbage.
bananas. So we're
Green
not
tomatoes.
green tomatoes
Yeah. Rice.
and rice.
bread.
I don't think we're going to go hungry, but
No.
you never know. We plan for at least 6 weeks for a 21-day trip, so we're A-okay, guys. We need you
Got
in
some-
the Caribbean.
Got some potatoes as well at the back there. Yeah.
Local potatoes. So
Yeah.
think of us, guys. What are some predict wind as of tomorrow by midday, right, Captain?
Yeah, hopefully. For that.
So thumbs up for us. Happy December to you guys.
Bye for now.
Over and out.